Okay, so first of all, for this lane, like these four champions, how do you think the lane plays out?
I feel that I have to play completely passive in the first levels basically. I cannot step up. They outtrade us. And the only thing that I can maybe do is that if they do not play together, I can use Cillian speed to be able to do a small burst of damage to one of them. But like I shouldn't be able to play without them harassing me in this lane.
Okay, so I guess you could say that your goal would be to avoid getting traded too much,
Yeah.
unless they make a really big mistake, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, let's see what you have to do here actually.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until
Get
minions
through
spawn.
this.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, so here, let's do blue vision. So we know that your jungler is starting top side, okay? So for like lanes with longer range, do you know why it's important for them to get like early prio on the first two waves?
So with higher range or no, I don't.
Okay, so generally, if they get to lane faster, they could make sure that they will have a push advantage, which means they could get level 2 faster, right?
Yeah.
So by getting a push advantage, they could actually use their range to poke you instead of like farming, because if they poke you, you guys are not safe to CS the minions first of all, which means they could hold the lane in the middle for a longer period of time.
Okay.
Okay, so generally lanes that are longer range, they want to get to lane faster, and the best way is by not leashing. Okay,
Yeah.
so for example, in this case, if you didn't need to leash, right?
Uh huh.
So you should be already in the lane and punish them if they are leashing.
Okay.
So by punishing them, I mean by getting a slight push advantage. Actually, maybe more than slightly, but probably like 1.5 minion push advantage.
When you mean 1.5 minion, you mean kill one entire minion and have
You
uh
don't have to kill the whole one. It's just like in terms of health.
okay in terms of
Like it
HP,
could be
yeah.
split in different minions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also like two basic attacks in one minion and one basic attack in the other two, something like that.
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So if, for example, they were to leash this blue buff,
Yeah.
what you can do is you can basically hit the first three minions so that it's low enough. When they come to lane, you can eventually just kill some of the minions. It will start that you will start to have a bigger wave here pushing towards them. And then if they trade with you under the wave, they will take more minion damage because you have more minions. And then you can threaten a level 2 when this next wave comes. Okay?
Okay.
So make sure you don't kill this wave before the next wave comes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because,
because then it's gonna
yeah,
be hard to farm the next wave.
yeah. And what will happen in that case?
What would happen? I'm just gonna get free stun and uh I'm gonna get freezed. Like they're gonna freeze the lane, and I'm not gonna be able to play
Yeah. And then
basically.
there's also a chance their jungler will just free camps and come bot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if Saber Senna are camping in the first bush?
Well, if they are in this bush, right?
Yeah, they just win the 2v2 because of the way our champions work level one.
Well, if they're in this bush,
Uh huh.
you have to walk up with the wave, right? So
Okay.
where you should be right now is next to the melee minions.
Okay.
Same as your support. You two have to be on the same page, okay? So if they decide to trade with you, chase you in this bush currently, when the wave is here, they will lose the trade.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is because they are Senna and Sivir. For example, if they're playing Karma, or playing Ashe support, something like that, they could just hit you and they can just walk back, right?
Okay.
But
Yeah, they
specifically,
just
yeah,
double your Q and then walk back.
yeah, but this depends on the champions, right? If you're playing versus a Karma, for example, you would want to walk on top of the wave,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're playing for these two, you'll be fine if you just straight up walk into the bush and then check if there's no one there, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So you realize that a really important part here is you have to act differently based on whether they leashed or not. Okay.
Okay. So if they don't leash, they should have the autonomy of the wave. If they don't leash, we should have the autonomy of the wave. Wait, if they don't leash, they have it. If they do leash, I can control more what happens in bot lane.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I'm pretty sure here my thought process was that even though I can get that slow push, I know that Rengar is topside, and I don't want to build up a slow push to then get kicked out of the wave by the jungler. I'm pretty sure I didn't do what you wanted me to do here.
Well, that's fine. Um, so your concern is correct, but then your concern is really only a problem when your slow push is not a good slow push. So what I mean by a good slow push is, for example, if your wave is not big enough so that even if they come, they cannot do anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So like by having a good slow push, it means like you're always like only one or two minions on top of them, and you force them out of the wave, or that's at least that's what you should try to do, right?
Yeah.
So well we know that. Well, I know that he started this, but you shouldn't know this. Okay, but
Yeah, I know that when they get to lane this fast, because you shouldn't be in lane at that moment if you leashed.
how did they even lose health? What the hell?
Are you still streaming? It froze for me. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, they weren't full health for some reason. I guess from level
Oh,
one.
maybe because of the skirmish in mid
Yeah,
lane.
yeah,
They didn't back.
yeah. But right here you should know that they didn't leash, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, why would you auto there? Like, is there a specific reason?
I don't remember. But I think I almost always do this, that I do like two early autos to the wave and then I match autos for the for to like not get pushed in.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So basically, like, how should I say this? So when you auto when they are not autoing, this means your lane is pushing towards them, right? Like very simple.
Yeah.
So if I were Senna and Sivir and I see this, you have a slight push advantage, but it's not big enough for you to stop me from harassing you.
Okay.
So do you know what that means?
Yeah. So
So we,
uh,
if I was Sivir and Senna, I could walk up, I could force a trade onto you and Cillian because you guys simply don't win the trade, and then you would have to probably lose these two minions. Okay?
but yeah, I did notice here that like I was overspacing a little bit on the saber, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
Like right now, the wave they are standing compared to us, we can easily like outtrade the Zen in a 2v1 with Cillian
yeah,
because saber is like too far. But I wasn't playing aggressive enough in this scenario.
yeah. But the point I'm trying to say is that Sever should realize that he can win trade versus you guys
Yeah,
easily, right? He knows that well Rengar started topside because Shen leashed and you didn't, so he shouldn't be worrying about Rengar for a long time for now. So he should be trying to play aggressive with his early range. And since you push this minion, right, he could force you off these two minions by simply just by standing next to their melees, right?
Okay.
Or at least you have to use your Q to farm it.
Yeah.
But if you use
Okay.
your Q to farm these two minions, that means you would be in an even worse position in terms of trading, right? You cannot even auto them back because your Q
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
used for minions.
Mhm. Yeah. I'll have cooldowns
Yeah.
against them.
So the Sivir, he's not playing correctly, but that is what could have been happening, right? So now that they have a bigger wave on you guys, what do you think is important for you to do here?
The main concern that I have here is that I don't want to get dove
Okay,
against these champions.
okay,
Uh, I don't want to be pushed out of the wave,
Hog pushing
but
hogs.
I also don't want to be pushing into them. So I just want to maybe make the wave come a little bit into us, but still maintain it in like a little bit closer to the middle of the lane.
okay. So basically, you want to keep both sides to have the same amount of minions, right?
Yeah.
So it's not pushing towards any side. Okay, that's fine. Um, just a little reminder that it's almost like not good to use your minions. I mean, use your abilities on minions
Yeah.
if there's no need to, because by doing this, like when you use a Q, right? Sivir and Senna can just walk up and trade with you, and you will not be able to win just because of how they have abilities, right? And same for Sivir here. Like he used Q. Let's check here. Okay, so here he used Q for this glaive, right? So what do you think this means for you?
I mean, I don't think we still win if we 2v2 them. So,
You do if you
but
just if you take a small trade.
if we, okay, yeah,
Yeah. So um, once you see this Q throwing out, what you could do is you could start walking towards the bottom of this caster minion over here. If you see my cursor,
yeah,
basically over here, and then you and Zillion can try to look for a poke onto them because they don't have a ward on this bush, right?
okay.
Do they? Yeah, they don't.
No, they
Yeah,
don't. We use the sweeper.
yeah. So they do not have a ward on this bush. So that means you can play by the bush. You can help Zillion play by this bush, right? So um, if you paid attention, right, you know that Zillion bomb is probably coming up soon because you used it a long time ago, right?
Hmm.
So if this Senna tries to walk up here, you and Zillion can auto the Senna together and then throw both your abilities onto her. And then once you use your abilities, you can back off.
Okay.
Okay. So right here, you see that Sivir doesn't have Q, right? So all she can do is auto attack. If all she can do is auto attack, do you think she will do more than you in this trade when you have
No,
auto and Q?
I have my if even if autos do the same, I have my extra damage from passive.
Yeah. So you should be doing more in this trade if you take this trade,
Okay.
right? And Zillion Bomb again coming up, right? So there's no way you can lose this trade.
So they have Ghost. Now that I noticed they have Ghost and Saber, which means they have one less offensive
Ability, yeah,
summon spell in the lane.
yeah. Like there's honestly a chance that if you two go on Senna right here, there's a good
We can,
chance that he has to like just burn his heal or something, right?
yeah.
So we didn't realize this opportunity and we just gave him the bush, basically. Like I know that this is like really I guess really hard on you because it's not really your thing to do because it's like a two-man lane, right?
Yeah.
But then I want to tell you this. because I want you to realize like something that you can do. So in the future, for example, if your support knows that he can do this, you'll be on the same page.
It's not so much that I should be doing it every time, but if I know I can do it with the support, then I should be able to accompany him and know what to do.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like I
And
think the
I think
hardest
he
part,
knows
yeah,
because he was moving really well in lane.
yeah. Well, I think the hardest part of this game is not doing the things, it's knowing that you can do the things,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So same thing. Since you used your Q, right?
Mhm.
This means that you're now on a, I guess, a losing trading situation, right? If you trade now, you'll probably lose the trade.
Yeah.
Um, I guess not so much because server Q is not up yet, right? So currently you can play, I guess, slightly upward until the server has her Q, right?
Okay.
But then if you pay attention to their positioning, they aren't really punishing you when you're trying to hit the wave, right? So basically every time you are going for a minion, for example, this caster over here, they could go for you instead.
What is? Do you know Saber's range? Is it 550 also, or is it
Um,
500?
server range is about here, like about this circle over here.
But like, she has the same range as Saya.
Server range and
I think
Xayah
it's
range.
lower.
It's pretty similar, I think. How do we check this?
I can check it on the wiki. I think.
It's the 525 versus 515, I think. Yeah, it's
Saber is 500, and
five more.
Saya should be 550, I believe.
Okay, pretty similar.
I don't know, 500 and 525, yeah. So here I'm autoing because they have a really big minion advantage,
Yeah.
and I don't wanna. Here I took it because I overstayed my welcome. They got level 2, and we didn't have level 2.
Yeah. Okay, so uh okay, so as a longer range lane, you want to build a slow push, right?
Yeah.
So building a slow push, first of all, it allows you to poke the enemy champions more. Secondly, you can possibly take plates. And thirdly, like of course, like you're gonna get lane prio and you can help your team, right? So in order to build a slow push, the number one rule is not to push too fast because if you push too fast, then it's not slow, right?
Yeah.
So if you pay attention to what they're doing here, they're actually pushing super fast, right? So if you, for example, if you AFK here and don't do anything, do you think this wave will crash before this wave comes?
This wave gets to the tower at 231.
And this wave
Uh,
doesn't
it
arrive,
will
right?
be close. I'm not sure. No, 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 no. I just no. They wouldn't be able to, unless they have like Q cooldown on Saber. I don't know if she has it up. If she has it up, I think they can push it. But if she doesn't have it, then I don't think so.
Well, pay attention again here.
Yeah, she used the 208, so she's gonna have it at 218. So she had it.
Okay, so look at this wave here right now, currently,
Yeah.
right? They have free caster up. This caster is going to die. Let's say if you just completely leave this game, right? And they stop autoing damage on the minions. Do you think this wave is gonna crash before this wave comes?
Oh.
You don't think so?
If we don't do anything, like not me and not the Saber, I don't think it's gonna crash before 231.
Pay attention to their auto attacks. What do you think? Do you still think it won't crash?
It might crash.
It will crash.
It might.
I can tell you,
Okay.
it will crash.
Okay.
Like at this point, even if they only last hit, it will crash before this wave comes.
Because they push too much.
They push too much, yes. So by pushing too hard, this wave crashes. What do you think will happen?
If this crashes, uh, if this crashes, I know Viego cannot be bot lane if he's top. If he's at the top side,
Hmm.
so I just farm on the tower.
Okay, so you farm on the tower. So after you farm on the tower, what will happen?
It would the wave is gonna bounce.
It's gonna start bouncing back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means
I mean, it depends whether they took a Rico or not. If they didn't take a Rico, we have a slow push. If
mhm.
they did Rico, my interest is to fast push,
Okay,
isn't it?
yep, I think that's true.
The
So basically,
issue,
yeah. So what you want to do is to not let them, basically not let them slow push, right? And there's two ways you can do it. One, you let this wave crash, and then the next wave will bounce back. That means they don't get to slow push. Secondly, you can start to try to trim the wave, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So you took the second route, right? But then you have to realize that you were only able to do the second option because they let you do it. That is the important part of this. Okay.
hmm
So let's say if you try to do the second thing by trimming the wave, and they actually punish you on it, what will happen?
uh, they are trading. I'm trading their minions for my HP, which means this is gonna crash anyway because it's eventually gonna crash, and it's gonna be easier for them to dive me.
Well, it's easier for them to poke you. I don't think they can dive you with these three
I mean,
champions right now. Yeah.
be with. Uh,
Well, Zillion, once he reaches level 2, there's a pretty good CC, and then you have awesomes, so you're
okay.
you're fine from getting dived. If you
So
change this if you change this Senna to Ashe, then there's a chance that they could try to dive you.
if that was an Ashe, I would dodge that game.
But yeah. So you realize that like both of you guys are just autoing the wave nonstop, right? And this is fine for you because you don't lose anything out of this. But it is not fine for them because they could be using their range much more effectively. Okay.
Okay.
So like basically whenever you're laning, right, you need to look at both yourself and also the enemy bot laner. So by having enough like lane knowledge, you will know what they want to do and also what you want to do. And often what you want to do is what they do not want to do, right? It goes like
Okay.
both ways.
It's like ping pong.
Yeah. So your win condition is their lose condition, basically.
Okay.
Unless it's like a really doomed lane where no matter what you do, it doesn't matter. But
Do you wanna be able to see my POV? I
uh,
just loaded the videos on the. Oh wait, never mind. You're gonna have to download it anyway.
oh well.
I mean, I can send them to you, but like you'll have to download them later.
we
No,
can
not there, but
we
like
can do it for the next game, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll send them.
So it's important to know what they want to do and what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
So if they know that, what you want to do here is to trim the wave or to not let them build a slow push. All they need to do is not push too fast and try to poke you, right?
Mhm.
And since you know that they want to slow push, you can just deny it by trying to trim the wave since they let you do it. Or you could try to just let them push all the way, and you can just catch the wave on the turret, right?
Yeah.
So both cases is fine, and I would say the first one is better in this case, but they let you do the second one, so both is fine.
Oh, here they are punishing me,
Yeah.
but because they got level 2.
Yeah. So
I don't think I came cookies this lane. I think I came with Ultimate Hunter because of the Sakasir.
uh,
I'm
well
not sure.
you just need to know that, or you just need to pay attention to the level 2. Okay.
No, yeah, it was hard for me to keep track of it because it felt that this lane was taking longer to for something to happen. Like I don't know if that makes sense, but like I just got so invested on the whole pushing that I completely forgot that we were level ones,
No.
and there are still melee minions from the second wave alive.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So
But yeah, I misplayed completely there.
yeah. So from the start of the lane to this like 2 minutes 18 seconds, I would say you didn't make any mistakes, but you also didn't choose the best course of action you could have done, right? Including trading and like the decisions on the wave. But then it's fine. But then mistakes like this, for example, not realizing that they're gonna hit level 2, could be really really damaging to your game in general.
It wasn't
So
as damaging here because I was full HP and I only took
yeah,
like one potion's worth of HP.
yeah,
But
but
if they had been playing correctly and I take that chunk of when they got level 2, then it would be way worse.
yeah. Um, well, all we're talking about here is like theoretical. It could be really bad, right?
Yeah.
So you need to pay more attention to this. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna talk too much about this since it's like really on yourself to just look at your own minions and realize that, oh, they're gonna hit level 2 here. So I better probably take this minion and back off. Or if your first is a better opponent, they're gonna know that, oh, we're gonna hit level 2 on this minion. So they would be walking up at least like towards here, this line, right? At this moment.
Okay.
So um you realize that one reason why it wasn't that bad, even though they hit level 2, is because they're in a very far backward position. You see this?
It's like not even they knew they were gonna hit level 2.
Yeah. Or at least the server didn't know. I think the Senna knew probably.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if they took a more forward position, then you would be losing a lot more health than this, right?
Hmm.
That like spacing forward was also one of the reasons why you lost some health.
They queued in that auto and I noticed at that moment that they hit level 2.
Yeah. So right now, if you just look at the wave, let's say if you only last hit from here, what will happen?
Uh, we're gonna we're gonna make a slow push
Okay.
because the wave is closer to our tower, and so uh, it's like next wave we just have to like last it, and so like this wave 3 we just have to last it, and wave 4 my interest is to like have the jungler hover since he's gonna be in bot side anyway by wave 4, and I wanna fast push this and make sure this goes to their tower because I wanna get out.
So once this wave comes out, you want to fast push the next wave?
So this wave 3, the cannon wave, it's gonna like stay a little bit behind where Silver is. I'm gonna last it that wave 4. I wanna be able to fast push it and get that in their tower.
Okay, that's a okay plan. But what if, for example, if Sivir uses her abilities on the minions and also on yourself when you try to push?
If they use their abilities, it's still gonna be in our side, so they are more prone to get ganked. So I just get out of the wave so that they either have to choose to hit me or the wave, and if they hit the wave, it's like redo of what just happened.
Okay.
Like right now, I know that my jungler is like coming into the bot side. I don't know exactly what rankers do if they full clear, if they do red into gank, but so like I don't know how to predict what this guy's gonna do, but I know that they right now if they push this wave and crash wave 4, they're gonna be in a kind of bad position.
Yeah. Well, because first of all, like you're gonna hit, you have Q and E soon, and then your Zillion can use double bomb, and then that could be a like forcing a flash on Senna or Sever
I think
if he didn't
something
start any.
happened.
Yeah.
I think something happened here.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, I need to restart the stream. Okay, let's not talk about that auto. I know I just said my plan.
Yeah.
You remember because I noticed I made that auto. Now I'm matching up attacks.
Uh-huh. Why does it keep flying away?
Oh, you have to in the bottom left. You have to click on me so that it says.
Yeah, I think that was fine.
So here we stacked 2 waves. Please tell me I fast push this. I didn't fast push it. Okay,
Well,
this is
this
still fine.
this one is fine to slow push.
Yeah, this is fine.
This one is fine.
Yeah, because it's super close to our turret, so even like we might be able to interact with the next wave.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hard pushing, but not fast enough.
Well, you don't need to hard push here. In fact, you
Let's
want
claim
to
it.
take a slower push, so there's a better chance that your jungler could do something here.
Yeah.
And also, even if he doesn't do anything, he'll be here to protect you from a possible gank from Viego, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you manage to crash this wave and also this wave, you would have a bigger period of window to take a reset and come back, and the wave will bounce back to you, and it'll be good, right?
Yeah.
So you actually don't want to fast push this because if you fast push this, where would this wave be? It would be like over here, right?
Because I had to use cooldowns on them, or I didn't use the cooldowns of the wave when I wanted to fast push. It's bad to like wanna fast push it now.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
I either had
it's bad if you cannot crash the wave before the next wave arrives, right?
because then they have a really big ganking window on me.
Yeah. But generally speaking, um, it's much harder to do a fast push when both enemy champions are there.
Yeah.
Okay, so in a situation like this, where your wave is literally in front of your tower, you're safe to do whatever you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you end up after these two minions die, you end up fast pushing here, right?
Uh-huh.
And the wave, for example, it's over here. They trim it so that there's like four left,
And then they freeze.
and then they can just freeze. And what can you do?
I cry.
You cry, right? And why do you think that could happen? It's because,
Uh.
yeah, it's because your wave is not big enough.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you kill all their minions, they can just kill a few of your minions, and they are totally okay with tanking the rest of the minions, right?
Okay.
So if you hold the wave here by last hitting. You wait for this wave to come, which is exactly what you did, and even though it might not be intended, you can crash it together, and then they cannot freeze the wave.
Because if they freeze it, it's like a 4v2 in bot lane, basically.
Yeah,
They love those
that's the
minions.
perks of building a slow push and not
Mhm.
pushing too fast, right? So what you're doing here is actually correct, even though it's not what you told me earlier.
I don't remember this game because this weekend has not been it for me for solo queue. I don't think I've won one game this weekend on solo queue. I'm surprised this works, by the way. I'm so surprised this works. Or not this work, but like that work.
Oh yeah,
Rengar is a very interactive champion.
I agree. He didn't even need to flash. That's so funny.
They-
But yeah, now you guys are in a really good spot.
And so, this is the point that my team flamed me for this, and I still don't know if it was correct or not. What would you build first item in this game?
Um, Gale
Would you go
Force.
Mythic? Oh. So
I'll go. Yeah.
because I took Ultimate Hunter, I knew that I was gonna have ult for almost basically every fight, and so I had the thought process that well I'm facing a poke lane, and I have like this Zac and Asir wanted to dive on me. I
Uh huh.
went BT first item this game.
Okay.
So like the thought process was with Xayah, you kind of have to go Nabori second, right?
Yeah.
So either I go BT first or I go BT fourth.
Or you can go VT third.
But I need Lord Dominic's this game.
You don't.
Can I really have
You don't
like
need Lord Doms this game.
so like I could easily go with Gilforce Nabori BT this game?
Yeah. That
I mean,
that would have been a
the
really good
game is
build for
gonna
you.
develop in a way that I need Lord Domstead. I just it's a little foreshadowing to what's gonna happen in the late game.
Um.
But it's ADCs, even though now we spike earlier. I feel that we are so constricted with these items in some champs.
Okay. So personally, I really do not like to go Lord Doms third item
Okay.
because I think uh it takes away a lot of possibilities for you because of
Hmm.
like how many items there are for ADCs currently. Like once you have your two core items, which is like usually Mythic plus Navori or IE on many champions, you
Hmm.
already do enough damage, and that includes for tanks, right? So if you manage to get BT, that means that you have more survivability just because of the shield that you get.
Hmm.
But then once you get Lord Doms, right, you basically are putting yourself a little bit behind.
Okay.
So the only time that I would probably build Lord Doms for an item is if I'm versus a team that's literally full tank. Like for example, like top jungle and support are all tanks, then I could consider that.
Okay.
But then currently your only opponent that is a tank that you would possibly require Lord Doms is Zac, right?
Yeah. Could you give me 1 minute real quick, Ryan? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no worries.
Okay, I'm here.
Yeah. So back to the game. Um, do you remember the reason why a slow push is good?
Yeah. Slow
What
push
is that?
allows me to stack stack minions in the wave,
Uh-huh.
and when you have a lot of minions in the wave, the enemy cannot do anything, even if you get ganked. It's basically a 3v3 because there's so many minions doing so much damage.
Yeah. Um, what's the
And they cannot
benefit?
press it.
What's the benefit of crashing a slow push?
Crushing a slow push, you have a lot of minions under the tower. Because none of us have backed, I get a lot of tempo from this because they have to stay to kill all the minions before they can come back.
Okay. So basically
And
when you
also, it's gonna slow push back into us, which allows us to freeze.
yeah.
But because it's not a slow push that is like a big enough slow push, we can actually freeze it. And
Hmm.
they lose even more minions.
Yeah. So basically when you crash a slow push, right? Like exactly what happens here. You have the window of time that you can do anything that you want, including resetting, taking an objective,
Hmm.
taking a plate, for example. Like these could be the things that you can do, right?
Yeah.
So once you crash this wave, or even before you crash this wave, you need to think about what you want to do after you crash the wave. So now tell me,
Right now, it's like pre 5 minutes. There's like only objective in the map is really the river crab.
yeah,
But I'm gonna be honest. If my jungler wants to die for it, he can die for it. I wanna take my bag,
yeah. So you want
especially
to,
because
yeah,
I have vampiric like. So this is again with the thought that I wanted to go BT first. I have vampiric sector in base, which means that now I have lifesteal into a poke lane,
hmm
and I'm basically full items in this lane. They cannot kill me. I have Cillian speed plus HP regeneration, and they don't have like horses. Like as long as I don't get hit by Senna W, I'm not gonna die.
yeah. So
So that's why I really wanna back here.
yeah, so you really need to back it, right?
Yeah.
So could you tell me why it took that long for you to back?
Uh, I think after we killed Senna, I for some reason wanted to make sure that it. Oh, I didn't back. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't back. Uh,
She just dies. Okay.
yeah, I maybe I knew that beforehand. No,
But yeah,
I actually don't know why I didn't. Oh, I think I was back. Wasn't I backing and then I canceled it because she, like, the wave wasn't stacked enough or anything. Like here, I'm doing this. I start backing, and then I see that oh god, she killed all the minions.
well, it doesn't
And
matter
so
if she kills the minions or not, right?
I mean,
It's a first of all, it's a cannon wave. Even if he kills the minions,
the
if you
cannon is very
if you
tanky.
back currently right now, you'll be back in the lane before she crashes this wave.
Hmm.
So that means you would be first of all you'll be up on tempo because she's still taking a reset, but you're already in the lane, which means you could possibly take an objective if you want.
Hmm.
You could freeze the wave because he wouldn't be able to crash it, and he has bad like he'll probably have no mana and his health is not full, right?
Yeah.
She would be wasting Senna's tempo from coming back because she has to take a reset. So
Okay.
Senna cannot do anything alone bot lane, and she is forced to move. But you and Zillion can just push the wave and move together, right? Or Zillion could just move and you can maintain a freeze. So these are all the things that you could have done. There is really no need to stay here because it could have been really bad. So, for example, if you stayed here and then you tried to push this wave, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's see where Senna is. Senna is here. Okay.
Yeah.
Your jungler and your support wants to take a reset here, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's say right here, the Sivir doesn't go full on you. Like he doesn't just trade with you for no reason. Instead, he just last hits the minion or trim it a little bit. What do you think will happen?
So Saber is probably looking to stall my back until Senna gets back. I like she doesn't wanna get she don't doesn't wanna push, but she also doesn't wanna get pushed in. She wants to force a freeze. And if that happens, then Senna is gonna chase me down to my first turret so that I take a really late recall.
Yeah,
And
and
if
then
Saber freezes with like 3 minions, she can just back. Doesn't even need to kill them or anything. And she just comes back to a freeze the lane.
they
To
could
a fro
even just take this like temple and then go for the objective, right?
Yeah.
So you actually killed the Senna, right? You gave
Yeah, but
yourself the temple to reset,
hmm
and then Sivir is in a really bad position currently because if he stays, he's like, oh, I need to crash this wave, right?
yeah.
Or he has to slow push this wave, and he's forced to have a slower tempo than you guys because you haven't taken a reset yet. Or number two, she just takes the reset and accept that this wave is just gonna be slow pushing towards you guys, and he's gonna lose a shit ton of wave, right?
hmm
So both cases it's bad for the server. The only case that it's good for the server is if you decide to stay in the lane and decide to try to crash this wave for some reason.
Yeah.
Like if you stayed and you just didn't do anything, it would be better than you staying and pushing this wave.
Okay.
Yeah. So even though you killed Senna, you didn't actually gain anything on tempo because you stayed.
Okay. Okay.
So this was your mistake.
hmm
And her mistake was not staying back and letting you push, but then trimming the wave. Instead, she tries to all in you and then just dies 1v1, right?
Yeah, I found that really weird. Like even when she started the all in, I found it weird because I have both sounds. She only has flash basically because Ghost doesn't really do anything when she has. Like she can only escape with Ghost, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a 1v1 tool because she doesn't have more range than me. If she had more range, then it would be useful. So the moment she just fought me, I took it. I knew I was gonna win,
Yeah.
and I feel that I should tell you this. I should tell you this now because it's gonna become apparent later on. I play with lock camera.
Oh, okay.
It's something that I'm working on, but I play with lock camera. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Um. uh. That's a thing that I don't understand, but it's not the biggest issue here, right? Because
no,
the main idea
it
here
doesn't
is
matter
that
right now. It doesn't
yeah,
matter right now.
it's about the macro and also
hmm
like decision making, right? So what I'm trying to explain here is that if you stayed here, which you did, and if Sivir takes the correct course of action here, it would be really bad for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to the same idea. Like when you crash a slow push, you really need to think about what you want to do after. Okay. Um, for now, it's fine to think about it. I guess when you crash it, but it's better to think about it before you even build a slow push, right? Does that make sense?
Uh huh.
So like you need to know the reason why you want to build a slow push here. So from this point over
Yeah.
here,
I just wanted to rush Vampiric Scepter. That was the reason.
yeah, then you needed to reset right away.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be happening, even though it was good for you. It shouldn't be happening, right?
No, yeah. I made a few key mistakes in this lane, and like I just got saved and saved again by this saver.
Yeah. But then, like at the end, playing solo queue is just about who makes the less mistakes, right? Like I would say the main difference between a challenger player and a platinum player, for example, is that a challenger player would probably make 50 mistakes a game, whether big or small. But then a platinum player would probably make like 500 mistakes a game. Okay, but it doesn't really matter in platinum or when you're playing against the players of the same elo because they also make the same mistakes,
And
which
they don't
means
know how to
your
manage it.
mistakes are not punished and their mistakes are often also not punished, right?
Hmm.
So if I put you, or at least what you're doing currently in this game, versus a player that is like challenger, for example, then he would be able to do a lot of things that I mentioned earlier, and you would feel really bad about it, and then you wouldn't know
I wouldn't know
why. Yeah,
what caused it.
yeah, because even though you are doing this right now, it doesn't hurt at all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when I'm coaching someone, I like to explain what could have happened to show you like why this is important, right? Because I could tell you that what you're doing here is good because they made a mistake, right? But then it's important to realize that they made a mistake and you shouldn't have been able to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you should like by knowing that they made a mistake in the future, if you see the same mistake that they make, you should be able to punish them again, right?
Hmm.
So that's the whole point. So now you killed the ADC again. What do you think you should do here?
This is a tricky spot because I know I need to push this in,
Uh huh.
but I don't know where Biego. Okay, I do know where Biego is. I kind of want to push this in, but at the same time I kind of don't want to die. So like I know that even though it's really important for me to push this in, I don't think it's worth it if I die for that.
Um. Okay. So I would say you should just take a reset if you don't know where the Fiego is.
But Biego is mid lane.
The Fiego is mid lane, and your support is also here. If you're alone, I also would take a reset. Okay. But your support actually did not take a reset, and he stayed. So what he can do is he can just queue the wave. You can queue the wave, you can auto, and the wave is gonna be pushed, and you can just take a reset, and they'll be really happy about it, right?
Did I walk to reset and then walk back to the wave?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, so I noticed. I noticed.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's good. Because if you didn't take a reset, I mean, if you didn't push and then take a reset, you would be
That's
losing something again for no reason.
I would be losing one wave.
Yeah.
Well, two waves actually, because it's a cannon minion that is gonna stay alive. So here I take a reset. I'm pretty sure I bought Vampiric Scepter plus the Agility Cloak.
Um.
Why didn't I buy Boots plus attack speed plus Dagger? I don't know.
Okay.
I
So
think I was just really that set on rushing this BT.
So I could see why rushing BT would work, right? But then you have to realize that Gale Force is such a powerful tool on Xayah. Like if you have Gale Force, it allows you to enable a lot of plays. Like it's much easier to kill these two if you have Gale Force. And
This game, yeah. I
yeah,
mean, the
you
reason
have
why I
a
went BT,
yeah.
yeah, it's Vampiric. So the reason why I went BT is that uh, a few days earlier, I played into Lot's Veigar bot lane, and one of my friends that is like a GM in NA, I was asking him like, I cannot play this lane. Why can I not play this lane? And he told me, why did you go Mythic first item? You should go BT. And so I was trying that because, like, at least on paper, it's kind of the same concept. It's just poke with poke. It's like push and poke in the same two champions in bot lane. So I just tried the BT first item.
So what was the example that you were saying? They refer to the
They,
six
they, I was playing against Lot's Baker.
Lux Vigar, right? Okay,
It
so
was Baker ADC, Lot support.
yeah, so those champions are a little bit different because if if you play versus a Vigar, right, and a Lux, they could just throw abilities at you over and over again, and you cannot touch them because they have Vigar Q, I mean Vigar E and Lux
Were
Q,
doing
right?
that. They were doing that.
Yeah, you can just never walk up, even if you have a slight advantage, right? Unless your support manages to make a play on them, or if your jungler is coming. That's why BT could be a good situation in that. But in this lane, it's really different because once you're ahead as Xayah into this lane, you have a Zillion, right? He can just double bomb anyone and they would just die if you just like chain CC them if you're E. Okay? So
Okay.
you really don't need BT to survive the lane. If you build Gale Force here, you can just snowball this game super hard and you do not fuck up your mythic item choice because you cannot build your Gale Force this game until at least third item, right?
Oh, yeah, I went Mythicless this game.
Yeah. So that's why it's not that good.
Hmm. But I could still see like Gale for a Kraken being okay instead of Gale Force because I have like Shen and Cillian. Like I have like a lot of ways to stay alive.
Um okay, so
No?
a common misconception is that Gale Force is used to heal yourself. So that is actually somewhat true, but Gale Force is actually a tool that lets you play aggressively.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it's nice
So
on Saga because it allows you to reposition for your A too.
yeah, and also for example, if you're team fighting, right, you have Kraken currently, and you have your R. Once you use your R, you don't have flash, and you know that the Azir has R and flash, then you'll be feeling unsafe to walk up because he can just push you, right? But then if you have Gale Force, even if you don't have your flash and R, you can actually just outplay it. That's why Gale Force is like really situational item, which you can use both defensively and aggressively, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I like how you're thinking about how you have a Zillion and Shen, so you don't really need the Gale Force. But it's not about needing it. It's about if you have it, you can play much more aggressive in this game, at least.
I mean, that has to do more like with my way of playing. Like I'm looking at my like match history here. I have Kraken in every single champion.
Yeah.
I have Kraken on Seri, Kraken on Xayah, Kraken on Akshan, Kraken on Saber, Kraken on Lucian, and not Lucian, Kraken on Kate.
Yeah.
Because even though, like, I'm used to playing with Kraken because I have the mentality that even though Gale Force allows me to reposition, if I need to use Gale Force to get out of a situation, I shouldn't be even in that situation. To Kraken is just straight up more damage. So like that's like my way of thinking of why I don't like going Gale Force.
Okay. So one way you can think about this is that there are situations that you cannot be in if you don't have Gale Force. Okay. So,
Hmm.
for example, um, Gale Force. For example, if you're fighting somebody with like a mobility, I mean a CC spell, and you need Gale Force to like not get hit by it, right? So if you don't have Gale Force, you'll be like, okay, I cannot walk up here because he has this spell. But let's say if you have Gale Force, then you can walk up here and you can use Gale Force to outplay that spell and to do even more things. That's why,
Okay.
like in pro play, Gale Force is prioed almost every single champion, right? They build Gale Force on Tristana, they build Gale Force on Kaisa, they build Gale Force on Lucian, they build Gale Force on Caitlyn, right?
Yeah.
They almost always do this. And it's not because of how you need Gale Force to play defensively. It's about how Gale Force gives you the opportunity to play aggressively.
Yeah. So like maybe I have Kraken, but if I were like maybe with Kraken, I cannot walk up to auto that much, and when at the end of the
Yeah,
just by having Geoforce and be having that idea that I can attack more, I would have more damage just by having Geoforce.
yeah, basically.
Okay.
So I
Yeah,
think
like the only Geoforce game that I have it's exactly against Lucian Baker.
yeah.
Against Lots Baker.
hmm
But all the other games are pure Kraken.
I think what you can try is try going Gale Force more in your own games, and then try to like realize how you can use it instead of like only using
Okay.
it defensively.
Yeah.
Like you could use it aggressively instead of just using it to run, right? You can think of Gale Force like your flash, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So like with your
Here I don't wanna fight them. They have more minions, I don't wanna fight them.
with your gold, could have actually gotten Noon Quiver plus boots, right?
Yeah.
But then instead you
I
have
have
Cloak and Famsec,
uh
which is
it
just not that
depends.
good.
It depends. Because on Quiver is 950 plus boats is 13. It's
Well,
uh
Noon Quiver is 900.
no, it's isn't it 950 if I have
No,
a sword?
it's 900. Like so Famsec is like the total price is like 900, right? So if you have a longsword, that means it's gonna cost 550. So right now you actually have 1,876 gold, right? And you
Okay,
have
okay.
220 gold
Yeah, I
on your
could have
back.
had.
So you could have had 1,656 gold, right?
Hmm.
That means you could have gotten a Noon Quiver plus a boost.
Yeah. I was just so tunneled on trying this BT.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's what single-handedly lost me the game.
I won't say it's single-handedly, but you could have been in a much more better position here. If you have a Noon Quiver and Boots, first of all, Boots allows you to just trade better because you have better movement speed. And then Noon Quiver lets you take control of the wave when you want to. You push faster than them. He only has a longsword, and that doesn't do anything in this situation. Right?
Please tell me I froze this. Okay, I did. Okay.
It's not that good of a freeze because if you pay attention, this is a slow push towards them.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to kill my range minions because the metas are on the turret.
Yeah, but
I like half of the times that I try to freeze, I break it on my own.
it's because you killed too much minions here. So if you stop if you stop here, this is a good freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to stop over here. Or one thing you could do is you can just stop here and start hitting the cannon,
Okay.
or just wait until later.
Yeah, it was that one basic attack that,
Yeah,
and then I because they were like 1 HP each, I had to follow up.
yeah. So a good thing that you can start doing, since like you aren't sure how to freeze, right?
Hmm.
Basically, you need 4 caster minions that are full health to freeze.
Okay.
So you see these casters are not full health, right? So you probably need like 5, which is like what you have currently. So if you kill too many minions, you cannot freeze because it will just start pushing towards them, right?
Yeah.
So one thing you can do is just let more minions stay alive, and you kill them when you need to.
Okay. So
Does
it's
that make
basically like
sense?
I played safe, and if I have to correct it at the end, I can correct it.
Yeah,
But if
but
I kill too many, I cannot do anything about it.
yeah, And once
Okay.
you realize the pattern of how to freeze, you can start to just make it work at the start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you realize that there's no need for you to kill any of these range minions,
Yeah, even
and
if they are 1
yeah,
HP,
even if they're 1 HP, because they're not gonna die, right?
they're not being focused right now.
Yeah. If
But
they
like,
are, yeah, if they're
I
being
just
targeted, then you should kill them.
that's the thing. If they are being targeted, they are dead already.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like to risk it with them that much. It's because it has happened so many times that like a random melee minion goes out of their way to go to that single minion that's about to die. That was like 1 HP. And I just like I had lost already too much CS this game. I didn't want to lose more.
Yeah.
I
So
mean
I
I
think
know.
you need to build a habit to paying more attention to what your minions are doing. So it could go really far in detail. Like you could literally pay attention to that one caster minion shot. For example, this little dot over here,
Hmm.
right? You can see that it's it flew out, but it's gonna take probably a little bit more until it hits the minion, right?
Yeah.
So there's two differences. Okay, at the extreme, you could hit the minion when this shot is about over here. Okay,
Uh huh.
or you could hit the minion when the shot is at the wand, right?
Yeah.
So that's the difference of like 0.1 or 0.3 seconds probably, right? So each each 0.3 seconds that you miss could be like 5 seconds when you try to build a slow push, right?
Hmm.
So that 5 difference could be a big difference in terms of how big your slow push is, right? So you could try to practice this, but try to last hit at the last possible second, and that's a good skill. That's a really important skill to master. Like
Okay.
no matter what lane you're playing. So now your wave is pushing towards them, or is going to be pushing towards them, which is fine, because you want to be doing something over here, right? So if you build a slow push here and crash towards them, you have the time in the window to do possibly dragon, right? So that is good. But let's say if your jungler is going to be topside here, you know that their jungler is going to be boss side, then a freeze would be much better here, correct? Okay.
Okay. What's about to happen is one of the main reasons why I wanted to review this game.
Like about the waves, you mean?
Oh, never mind. It's not this game then.
Oh,
There was one game that I had like three minions freezing over there, and out of nowhere, my god, out of nowhere. Like,
sorry, your mic is a little bit laggy.
1 sec. How about now?
Yeah, it's better.
So I had like the same three minions um right in that same spot, and then a fight broke in that tribush over there, like to the left of the bottom tower.
Hmm.
And on me going to help, I lost like two wave of XP, and I was like behind one level, like half a level the entire game. I don't know if it is this game or if it is another one of the ones that I said to you. But like, even if I would be late to the fight, like if I would be late to the fight if I push the wave, should I push it?
Okay, so this question is really tricky, okay? So, first of all, your team should not be fighting when their laner have prio, okay? And like
In yeah, in
by
practice, yeah.
yeah, in practice, right? But then in solo queue, that does not happen, okay? So you need to think about whether if you go to this fight, it is going to change what is going to happen. Okay. So for example, if they're invading your blue buff, and if you go to this fight, you could just win the whole fight and you can kill everyone, then it's better if you go. But for example, if you go there and it's gonna be like a 1-for-1, right? Then you should think about how much you lose here and how much you could gain here. So for example, one kill is 300 gold, right?
Yeah.
If you lose more than 300 gold of minions and XP here, then it's just not worth it. It's just a math question, right?
I lost two waves, and one of them had a cannon.
Well, yeah, it's about which one is more important. And also
It's
you,
probably
you
about the same goal. It's probably a little bit less gold than minions, but like it's a lot of XP
yeah,
compared to the kill. Because it was exactly a 1-for-1.
yeah. And then also you need to think about why after you go to the fight it took that long for you to come back. That is also important, right? Once you
Okay.
see that you are not needed in the fight, for example, after you kill someone, uh, there's some other guys that are still here, but they're already running, and there's no way you guys can stop them from running. Then you should just ping back and go back to your wave, right? So there's a lot of situations I cannot tell you the exact detail unless I see it, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Every game it's
Yeah.
different.
But there's no correct answer here. It's just about which option gives you and your team the most.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it could be the wave. You could tell your team to fuck off and just back up, right? Or you can sometimes like if you go here, you can get a lot of stuff and it's better than staying for the wave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the best thing for you is to start thinking about what you could gain and what you could lose, and also if you are wasting time by doing something over there,
Okay.
right? Why did you not take a reset after clearing this wave? What do you think?
Oh, wait, my mic was muted. It's like it's something that I really don't know when I should take a reset here. I remember me saying that I'm waiting for BT because I'm pretty sure I'm really close to it.
You have it.
Yeah. No, it's 400. I need 400 more
No, BT
because
is. Oh, you want the whole
I need
50, right?
BF sword
Okay.
plus 400 for
Yeah, yeah.
combination. So like I constantly was telling myself to like, okay, I'm okay here. Nothing is happening around me. I'll just wait for my BT. But like I never know when I'm getting pushed in. Like, should I back and lose one wave? And I always miss the timing of like waiting for the cannon a cannon wave to spawn and take the reset with that wave being on the way. That's something I need to work on.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
reset
so
times.
a way of like how you should think over here is how you should think about the amount of gold in your pocket. Okay.
Yeah.
So the more gold you have in your pocket and you're not taking a reset, that means it's bad. Okay. So I know that if you have 400 gold more, you get BT, and it's much more important than like just getting a BF sword, right? But then you need to pay attention to a lot of things on the map. For example, your Rengar is actually doing Herald, right? You
Uh
know
huh.
that you know that from here that Ascena is still balling, okay? So that means that over here, what do
Uh
you
huh.
think those two could have done here?
Well, at least Senna should have recalled and like went to assist in the mid lane with the jungler and the mid laner. But I'm not sure about Saber
Well, they could they could
because
do.
does the enemy even like? It doesn't look like the enemy wants to fight for Rift. Diego is backing and like I don't think they have Bastion in the North River.
Well, they could do anything they want really because your support is not here, right?
Yeah,
So the point is about finding a good reset timing. So a good reset timing is when you back, you will not lose too much. Okay.
yeah,
So it could be after you crashed a big wave, you wouldn't lose anything if you just back. Um,
okay,
if you have a cannon wave coming, you would lose the minimum because there's a cannon. That and that's because it takes longer for them to kill your cannon. Your turret also takes longer to kill their cannon, right?
yeah.
So this is a good reset timing for you, and because you have 1,300 gold, right? Um, so right now you're actually super ahead in gold and also in XP, right? You're level 7, they're level 5. So if you
Yeah.
stay right now, it doesn't punish you anything because you will not get killed here, or you will not get punished for staying until after you have your BT, right? But then in another way, you can also say that you're wasting your advantage because you didn't spend your gold currently, right?
Okay.
So right here, there's a little bit like more special because the wave is already almost here, right? So
Yeah.
if you reset, there's a good chance you will lose the melee minions and also possibly the cannon, right?
Mhm.
So that might not be a very good trade for you. So you could consider staying. But let's say if this wave is over here, right? Then you could just reset right away. Okay.
Mhm.
One thing you could do,
If I don't put the feathers, I can kill the minions faster.
one thing you could do is click W over here and kill the minions like right away, and then you will have more time to reset.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
But in order to do
Yeah,
this,
because if I'm
yeah, in order to do this, you need to know that you want to reset here.
yeah, because if I wanna reset, it doesn't matter if I use mana and have cooldowns.
Yeah, but if your goal was to stay for BT, then you shouldn't use your W or really anything because you want to save your mana, right?
I think I backed exactly for BT in this game. I believe.
Yeah.
Like here, I can like it's for some reason easier to lane. I don't know what changed. Maybe they don't have vision, of my jungler. Wait, no, they saw that he did Rift. They're just scared of Cillian and me.
Yeah. Well, they should be because you're level 7 and
Yeah.
you're Zillion level 6.
Oh yeah, but like Cillian wasn't in the map yet, but they were smelling it.
Like you're in a super good situation currently.
Okay, I'm resetting. I think
Nice.
I have exactly for BT.
You're doing dragon. Yeah, you state.
But I thought okay, I tried that's what
Oh, you're sounding
yeah.
like super far away from your mic again.
I don't know what's happening with my Discord. He's been acting up lately.
How did you guys lose this game?
Oh, it's called sack. That's the answer. I think at 2 items, I was doing 56 damage to him with my auto attacks.
I see.
that I closed my eyes and I opened them, and Diego and Zach were fed.
Happens.
Like my Shen was 1 and 3. Rengar just gave a shutdown to who? To Zach. Okay. Like as you can see, like the game, nothing happened in the game until like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's just really sad here. Like what your team should be doing over here. I guess he tried to kill this guy.
Wait, is Dragon up or is that a like spectator bug? Didn't we do
Dragon is up. Oh,
So
he didn't kill this guy. Okay.
shouldn't we be playing for bot lane?
Yeah, you should be.
Because one, I'm the Fed member. Like playing for the Shen lane is super grief. Like in my opinion, one because he's behind. Two because he would rather the jungler prepare for another lane so that he can ult to the fight.
Yeah. Your team should be playing for Dragon here.
And second, we have Dragon, yeah. That after we won the fight in the river,
Yeah.
we just forgot about it.
I would say that it was also really unlucky because the Rengar couldn't kill this guy.
I mean, those blobs are tanky.
Unfortunate. But your team
So
should
they,
have been playing for bot lane instead of whatever this mess is over here. And then you could have gotten Dragon, you could have probably gotten the turret.
dive this Sivir and Senna.
Yeah.
Shut down.
Yeah, I'm just happy that
You should be playing more aggressive. Like first of
I
all,
could take a less short. Oh yeah, I see
yeah,
why.
pay attention
Because
to items, right? And you also have BT.
so like even if I take half of my like I trade half of my HP for half of theirs, my HP has way less value because I can recover it with BT.
Yeah.
Okay,
You should
okay.
be playing much more aggressive here.
But like I did it with once the cannon was gone. I did it. I think I was just being greedy for the cannon.
Oh, you could take the cannon. Okay, so here, pay attention. So right here, I would have been like fighting them already.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it didn't need to be when the wave already crashed, right? Like
Mhm.
you're so much stronger than them currently. If you just throw everything on Senna, he has to heal or flash, right? Like if he tries to stay. You also have R for whatever outplay you need to do. So right here, you realize that you're not really losing anything, right? But they are gaining a lot of stuff. Like even though they're super behind, your team played for topside, and then they managed to get something back. Like for example, place and CS, and then you didn't really do anything. But then I wouldn't say it's your fault, but in this situation, when you have BT and you're up a level, you can definitely try to 1v2 here.
Okay.
Yeah. So um, so when you're ahead, but you aren't pushing your advantage, you can think of it as losing your advantage, right? It's like
Yeah.
think of it as like when you're racing, okay? So for example, you're the rabbit and the rabbit versus the turtle, right? You're the rabbit, you run to the middle and then you just stop there. Then the turtle is just gonna catch up, right? So in this case, you're the rabbit, you should just continue to run until the finish line, which is like just push your advantage more and more and more, right?
Mhm.
That is
There's
important.
There's also the fact that 1,000 gold difference at minute 10.
Yeah.
It's way better than 1,000 gold difference at minute 20. Like
Mhm.
if they manage to keep the gold difference, they're actually doing okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like once that it's like I here, I think I noticed that I could like trade with them, which is why I started to move up. But they just sabered the lane. Did Ringer go in? He did go in. Oh no, he didn't go in. Never mind. It's just my stream froze.
Oh, he died.
I flash with him here. Do I die here?
No, you don't. And then you
Okay.
can just get dragon here. Oh, do you get a turret here?
Here I noticed that he had Hail of Blades and he attacked me. And, but yeah, like I don't know if he has ult or not, but I have my ult, so I feel okay with doing this. Here I shouldn't be coming to help. It was already dead.
It was fine because the wave wasn't there yet. You didn't really waste that much time.
But I could have taken a reset, no?
No, you shouldn't be taking a reset here
Okay.
because think about tempo, right? So right here, your tempo after pushing that wave is actually to get this dragon, right? So after this, your current tempo is to push this wave and reset. Because if you crash a cannon wave, right, again, it's a cannon wave, you have more time again, right? So if you actually just reset it here,
Yeah, man. Like like after the whole rift, instead of me going to dragon, I immediately reset.
yeah, so after, let's say if you, after you clear this wave, right, you crash the herald, if you
Uh-huh.
reset here, it's super troll.
Okay.
Because there's a good chance that they might just go towards the dragon, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So you needed to stay over here. You needed to do this.
Oh, he just one shot
And
me.
then right, yeah, he just did it super fast for no reason, but like staying here is the correct choice.
Yeah, yeah. I just saw that it was like 900 when I got there, but I didn't see that 2 seconds before that it was 4K.
Yeah. So you should
But yeah,
be,
this game is going okay, but it's even in gold
yeah,
because of
should
the
have been
what
better.
happened in top lane.
You should actually ping your jungler and try to get first turret here because of the last plate and also because your top lane turret is probably gonna fall soon.
Okay, okay.
Like the good thing about having BT is that you can stay for an extended period of time in lane, right? So you need to use the advantage when you build something like this.
It basically allows me to take really good recalls, basically.
Yeah. Like you don't have to take a shitty recall because you don't have health, right? So you need to think more about this.
I wanted to go maid here actually, but like Syndra wasn't budging, so back to bot it is.
Well, you should do everything to try to kill this turret right now.
Okay. Top is dead again.
Turret is also gone.
Who got it first though? Oh,
They
they
did.
got it first because I fought.
But
This
I
is
think
fine though. This is fine, right?
um it's quote unquote fine, but it could have been better.
I mean, like me going for Saber and then the turret.
Yeah, that's fine. But
Okay.
I think you could have stayed here and tried to force the turret with Rengar and then Yeah. But then, like, the result is fine.
Oh, I saw. Oh, this was actually important. What happened in bot lane?
What happened here? Okay, so I think the biggest problem why you guys lose this game, of course, like, it's because the sack is super fed, right? But it's also because, like, you guys are losing on both sides. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when they put most of their players on the other side, you should be winning this side. So, right here it's
I mean,
normal.
could I have played this 1v1 better?
Yeah, you could have. So, first of all, your R, you need to be Ring something important, okay? So, versus
Okay.
Viego, what do you think is important from Viego?
W.
W?
It depends. It depends on like what he does first.
Okay, so
I
either
think.
W or R, I think, right?
Yeah.
So he used W on your Zillion. So what is the, I guess, important thing that's gonna happen here? He's gonna
He's
R
just
you,
like
right?
he's just gonna arm me. Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to use your R to dodge his R. That way you can maximize the use of your R, right?
Okay.
And same as your flash. Like you need to maximize the usage of your flash and your key abilities. So you actually didn't R, the Viego R, which caused you to take so much damage. And guess
So
what?
then I
Right.
armed and died to Sitting.
Yeah. And your R also did not dodge the Zillion bomb.
Yeah.
So that means your R is totally useless. You didn't do anything with it, right?
Hmm.
So if you use your R correctly,
He
um,
dies. Well, he
well,
has to use flash at
he
least.
has to flash and he
Yeah.
can still probably kill you, but he needs to flash, right?
Yeah. It's a small victory for me.
Yeah. But I would say there's a decent chance you could kill him, depending on how it
Okay.
plays out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Like
that is a
upsets Hunt.
really important concept where you should use your flash and your key abilities in a good way instead of just wasting it. Okay.
Okay. And we're behind in gold now. This is when it started. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have a super scaling team, so
Oh no, they suck. It was suck. It was suck. He was the team. Like I'm not kidding. He in late game, I was 1v1 against his passive, and I couldn't kill him.
nope.
And like, if I compare having Gale Force to having BT, I don't think the damage changes. If anything, I think, I mean, I would have a little bit more of I would have more attacks, but like just a little bit.
Oh, let's see when we get to there. Okay, this was another fight that's bad from you.
This is what I if I just go warp after here, it's okay. But I just went down for some reason because I played with Dark Camera and I didn't see anything. I didn't see what was going on in the bottom right. I didn't see my team in the Bush River. I just saw Silver here, Viego on me. I flashed down for some reason.
But that's just a really bad fight from you, I think. Like over here, like this position is not good, right? But then you
Yeah.
actually use your R pretty well because you dodged the Viego
They got
W. So right here, this situation, like I understand that you want to use your flash to just kill the Sivir, but there's no need to, right? All you need to do is just keep autoing them by using your Q that's coming up in 0.6 seconds, and then just like Q this way, auto the Sivir, and then just E. You will just win the fight that way. You didn't need to flash, right?
And it was a really bad flash too because I flashed 8 instead of E flash.
Yeah, but the whole point is that like there's no need to do this.
No, if I could see what was going on, because when I was doing all of this, I couldn't see Rengar and Cillian. I thought in my eyes I was alone, so I'm like taking the long wave. That makes sense. But like here, I don't even. I just stay there, and it's. I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah,
I don't have to do anything. But yeah, it's like I sent it,
yeah, that's why it's better
and
to.
I keep kiting down away from my Cillian and Rengar.
Yeah, that's why it's important to not use lock screen.
I'm working on it. I can already play unlocked with Seri.
Okay.
Because it's like because you kill with Seri, you don't auto attack, so like I can do it. It's like the auto attacking that it's hard for me when I play unlock. Because I do something really weird, which is I like use mostly my A to auto attack
Well, I also use
instead of
my A to auto attack.
well, I cannot use A and unlock screen at the same time. I get dizzy.
I see.
But yeah, that was a turning point in the game.
I mean, both fights from before is like the reason why this game is super hard from here. Like right now, your team, um, Rengar, it's hard for Rengar to look for an opportunity because if he just jumps in, there's a good chance he'll just die to the rest of the team, and then you are not able to engage at all because you don't have Gale Force. So you guys are basically in a passive form.
I do no damage.
You're in a passive like situation when you should be aggressive because they have free scaling champions, right? Mid AD
Hmm.
support. So team comp is an issue, but how you guys played it is also a pretty big issue.
I mean, we just got a lead and we threw it, and then it snowballed. Here I'm hovering bot set because I have patient bot. I know I'm not gonna die. Like I do no damage to Zach. He's a massive unit right now.
Okay, first of all, you guys do not have any heal reduction.
Yeah.
Like it's not that you don't do damage. You actually do some damage. You just don't. He's just healing like over your damage. Like you actually do some damage. He's just healing so much that it looks like you didn't do anything.
Okay. Like in this case, like I cannot get healing reduction, can I?
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to.
I already have BT. I'm gonna be a minion at this point
Yeah,
if I get
but
healing
some of
reduction.
your teammates are supposed to get it here.
Probably Cillian should get an Oblivion more. Because he and I are gonna be probably around the same targets. What about the team fight from my end?
Like
Was it okay?
this fight.
Huh?
Okay, so when I look at like your fighting over here, there's a few things I realize. Okay, so you tend to just only hit the person that is in front of you.
Yeah.
Um, default, it's fine, but you need to like seek other opportunities that you can hit others. Okay, so right here, you can actually hit the server if you want. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, the Vanguard did it for you, so it didn't need to. Also, right here, you could have just walked a little bit closer towards the server and you can just auto him. But you don't need to because Vanguard kills him, but that's not something that you can do. Okay? Like here, it's fine to target a sack because
I
that's
mean, I cannot
really
do anything else.
the only person in front of you, right?
Yeah.
But then right here, I'll be going on the Azir.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I have even like, is that assuming that you would have built Gale for this game?
Well, if you have Gelforce, then he would have died right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, if I have Gale for, then it's for sure a zero. But like, I don't think if like I don't know if I can get there.
You can. You can for sure.
Okay.
One thing you can do is you can click heal. You heal your one of your teammates, and then you can walk up to auto the Azir. Right.
Okay.
Once you get there, you have your W. You can W auto whatever E whatever. You have your R if you need it. But that's just one thing you could do. Like you can also just hit the Zac and it's the same thing. Like you realize that you autoed this Zac twice, and then you're already almost in range of Azir, and Azir still is taunted by the way. You see this?
I need to work better with the focus, basically, in team fights. It's not always front to back.
Um, well, if you knew that the Azir doesn't have flash,
I didn't know that.
okay. But if you knew, you could have ulted and just killed him.
Even if I die?
Well, you won't die here. Okay, so pay attention.
Because it's... The score is like, okay, yeah, I can see.
That E is
I
not
can
good,
see
by
it's
the way. Okay. So right here, Azir uses his E, right?
Uh-huh.
So you can just R in this line. Do you see my cursor?
Yeah.
You R this line. He cannot walk this side because if he walks this side, your feather just kills him, right? If he walks this side, your feather also kills him. So he's basically
Yep.
dead wherever he walks, right?
Okay.
So right now you can just R and just kill him. And then after you R, make sure you kite back and E and then kill this guy. Like I know Viego is in this bush, but then that's something that you could have done.
I died with R.
By the way, once you see he uses W, you should know that he doesn't have R. But once you see he uses W, that means that he has no way of stopping you from running, right? Because he already used his E, that means he's not gonna be able to catch up to you. So what you should do is click E here, click E, and just run.
Okay.
Because your W gives you move speed for a little
Yeah,
bit more.
it gets a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so you should just run here. Like I know you could try to fight him, but if you think about it, your only damage is really your E, right?
Yeah, especially because I don't have my Bore.
Yeah, but if you have Gale Force over here, you would be doing more.
I'm pretty
For
sure I
sure.
wouldn't have Hail Gale Force up at this point.
You would have, yeah, but you would have been
That
doing
sphere
more.
will be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you'll be doing much more. It's not good to go BT if you're super ahead. BT is
No,
really only for when you're behind.
I hated this BT first. It felt so bad because like at this stage of the game, right? I need to go Nabori. I buy it in base. Do I even go my mythic at this point, or do I go LDR based on the way that the game is going right now?
Um,
Because Diego's gonna go for Dead Dance. Zack is huge. He doesn't need to build MR for the time being. He's full armor right now, actually. So
okay,
is
so
it mythic
the
or
reason
is it
why
board?
it sucks here is because you have BT. Like that's literally
Yeah.
the only reason, right? Like Gale Force is so good for Xayah, and it's gonna help your team fighting a lot. But if you don't build Gale Force, you literally don't do damage to them because of how fed they are, right?
Okay.
This is the reason
Well,
why it's better just build Gale Force first, so you don't encounter this problem. But right here, if I really have to make a choice, I would still go Gale Force
okay.
because I know that if I don't have Gale Force, there's zero chance we can win a team fight. But if I go Gale Force, there's at least some chance I can win a team fight, even though it might be super hard to kill the Zac.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
No, yeah, like for this game, it's basically the same for the Nets. It's 7 minutes. It's we try to fight in really bad spots. I have to walk up to fights that I don't want to be walking up to, and I die.
Yeah.
Like I was a bit hesitant of fighting this already because it's like so bad for us to be fighting here.
Like honestly,
And
once your Rengar dies, this fight is over.
yeah,
And same thing, you need to pay attention to your R usage. Okay? Like the Zac shouldn't be able to hit this E on you when you have both your R and your flash, okay?
have I used my R correctly once in this game?
I don't think so. If you use your R here, I wouldn't say you could kill them all, but you would survive. You
Yeah.
wouldn't die, right? You can probably kill the Azir. To the next fight. I'll take this dive, I think.
Like, yeah, you can see I do no damage. Like
Like,
one in that 1v1 with Saber, I remember I gave up after that happened.
but yeah, like
Uh,
I don't think this is a good build. But yeah, if you put me in your situation right now, I would say this is a super doomed game. I cannot do anything here.
like how what is my damage to Saber? Let me see. It's 98, 170, like 98 per basic attack. It's so doomed. I mean, she did go steel guards,
Yeah,
but
but yeah, I think this game is just doomed. Let's go for some more team fights.
okay, if I get one good R in this game, I'm gonna be happy. Oh, this is the moment that I told you like he tanked the blobs tanked my damage. I couldn't kill him. I couldn't kill him. And I'm pretty sure we still didn't have anti-heal at this point.
Yeah, we didn't.
And it was after this fight that someone said in the chat like, hey, no one has anti-healing.
Oh wow.
I
Unfortunate.
do no damage. I do no damage. Did I attack any of the raptors? I did
Uh,
once.
it did once, but it was not
Yeah.
not really your problem. I think the Syndra needed to help you guys on this.
Oh, Syndra can one-shot Zac. Zac has no MR.
Yeah.
Like the blobs, he just W kills them, but like whatever. We should have switched like positions. I killed Asir, you kill Sack. Passive. It would have been good then.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go over the next team. Or do you
What is a good game here? Because I send you